Yo, what's up my fellow mages, and welcome to Mage Arena. If you've clicked on this video, you probably haven't played the game yet, and you're looking to get better before you even start. So, that's what we're going to do. Before we get started, we're going to go through all the spells real quick. There are 10 spells in the game, and here they are. Fire, Freeze, Worm, and Hole, Magic Missile, Blink, Wisp, Divine Light, Thunderbolt, Dark Blast, and Rock. Now, once you boot up the game, you're going to see the home page, which is this. You want to head down to the accent menu if you are not from America, or if you have a different accent or anything. There will be future accents that will be coming in some time. It will take a bit. Yeah, more accents are coming soon. So we have the American and Indian. If you're Indian or have a Indian-like accent, you might want to click that. But if not, click American and then click X. Now, there's the tutorial, create lobby, join lobby, credits, and quit game. What I'd recommend is, before watching this video, probably click on the tutorial and test out a few things before you go into an actual game. But what we're going to do is go and create a lobby. There's a private and public lobby. We're just going to do private. And now we're here. Over here, we have the Coliseum, which is deathmatch 1v1 mode. And then over to the right, we have capture the flag. There's medium and large scale map. Medium is the best kind of map. Large can get a little bit irritating because the match can go on way longer than intended. But yeah. And as what we're going to do is click start lobby, and once the world generates, we have the sorcerers team and the warlocks team. I always choose sorcerers. And then over here, we have the edit flag team flag button. You can click this and draw whatever thing you want on your flag. And yeah, it's pretty cool. You can make some cool stuff. If you don't want to draw your own flag, you can also get this mod, which allows you to put in images and put them into the game. I'll get into how to download mods in another video, but this one is just going to be how to play the game. Anyways, now we're going to start the game.
Welcome all sorcerers and warlocks to the Mage Arena. May the best wizard win, and let the games begin.
And yeah, that was the announcement. Anyways, starting off, you always want to capture your flag first and make sure your team has it. If not, whenever you die, you will not be able to respawn. Now you can open up your chest, and there's a bunch of different loot here. If you want to check out the crafting recipes, they're all right here. Starting off, when you first get into the game, you're going to want to click escape and then go over to settings. This is where you can change all your keybinds to whatever you want to make it easier for you to play the game. This is all mine if you want to copy them. Anyways, moving on. Now I'm going to tell you how to use your spellbook. Press whatever button you have set for your spellbook, or you could use your scroll wheel to move through your item slots. And then press 1, 2, 3, or 4 to open each different spell. Now the way each spell works here is we have this one. This one, you just shoot a ball and then it goes and explodes like that. The freeze, you just shoot it at an enemy and they will actually freeze into an ice block. And then you can hit them with another spell. But if you use a fireball or a missile, it won't do any damage to them while they're frozen. The best spell to use while they're frozen is the Dark Blast. Next, what Worm and Hole does, Worm makes you place the first portal. Then in Hole, you place another portal, and once you walk through that, you will get teleported to where the other portal is. And your magic missiles, when you shoot these out, they will follow the enemy and try to attack them. If it hits a wall while it's going, it will obviously dispel, like this missile. And yeah. Now, with Fireball, you can say either fire or ball. And you don't have to say both the words. You can just say either fire or ball, and it will go. And with Freeze, you can say free or just eased. I'm not sure if ease works, but I think free just works. Eased. Yeah. And then for this, you could do either magic or missile. Magic. Yeah, most people just say magic because it's very fast. Now for the other spells, there's Blink. Blink allows you to teleport a short distance in the direction that you're facing. So if you're holding Blink, you can just teleport, boom. And then also, if you aim them through these little windows, you can teleport right through the wall and get into a base. Wisp summons a little light that follows and tries to track any enemy. It doesn't matter how far they are, but it will track them down and then do a little bit of damage to them. It's very good to use it when you're looking for any enemies that are stuck around the map, and you can just hit them and then track them down. Divine Light summons a bright light, and it heals you about 60 health, I believe. And you can also use it on your teammates or anybody around you, so anybody in a specific distance will be healed. Thunderbolt summons 2 lightning bolts straight into the ground, and they do quite a bit of damage. Dark Blast shoots a beam, and it can be a 1-tap if you use Freeze right before it. That's why Freeze and Dark Blast work the best, because you just Freeze, Dark Blast, and they're dead. Rock drops a giant rock down onto the ground and just smashes any player that it hits. And it lasts for about 26 to 30 seconds till it despawns. Now moving on to the map. The map generates completely randomly. And this one, we got a perfect one, as it has one of each place. Starting off, right here in the center, we have the giant lava castle. Inside of here, there are shadow wizards who will do damage to you and attack anybody that they see. If you try to run away from them, they will chase you and take you out eventually. You can hit them, and they are pretty weak. Inside of the lava castle, there are chests at each of the top parts that you can open up, and you can find spells like the Dark Blast, Wisp, and anything like that. Right over here, behind here, we have the hills. Here, there's a flag that you can capture, and they will bring you rocks to your castle if you capture this flag. Right over here, we have the mushroom biome. There's a flag right over there in the center. You can jump onto the top of these little mushrooms here, and they'll bring little guys will bring mushrooms to your base, the little goblins. Now over here, we have the crystal area, and there is a flag down there, I believe. And if you take that, they'll bring crystals to your base as well. Right over here, we have one of the best places that you can get. If this is closer to your base, then you are very lucky. What you can do here is you can go up to these little guys and trade any item, and they'll give you any item they want back. So it will be a random item that will give back. And here we go, we got Divine Light. Ah, it's blinding. There were also 2 places missing from this map. The first one being the Mausoleum. The Mausoleum is like these catacombs. You can go in through these tunnels and smash pots and get stuff like spells. There's also these weird monsters. One of them I don't even know the name of, which is this big blue guy, as you can see here. And then there's also skeletons, which currently are kind of broken, as they can teleport and just get right in front of you, and you can't even see them, and they'll just attack you. If that happens, just blast a bunch of fireballs and try to kill them. There's also 2 specific things that you go down there looking for. The Excalibur hilt and the Excalibur blade, which you can use to craft the Excalibur sword. The next place that wasn't in this map were the Windy Mountains. The Windy Mountains are kind of like just big mountains, just Mount Everest type stuff. And you can go to the top and claim the flag, and that's pretty much it. It brings rocks to you. And yet another place that is here is the Frog Bog. This place, if you go in and capture the flag, you can get frogs sent to your door. But you may also want to look out, because there are giant frogs that will eat you if you get close. But you can send them away by shooting them with any spell, primarily Freeze. Anyways, over here we have the enemy castle. If we go inside here, we can go and take the flag, and then if you kill all the enemies, then the game ends and you win. Once you take the flag, obviously. You can go up to the front door and open it up, and boom, now you're in. Now you could just walk over here, take the flag, and it's all yours. Once you take the flag, then all you gotta do is just kill all the enemies and don't let them take the flag. If they walk over here and the flag reaches the bottom, then all their teammates will respawn and you'll have to recapture the flag again. If it reaches the bottom and they don't let it go all the way to the top, then you can kill them again and they won't respawn. But if they just take the flag and it reaches the bottom, then yeah, they can't respawn in just that one time. Now, moving on to crafting. First, we have the boinger. If you take a bounce mushroom and a rock, you put them on here like this. This is the boinger. If you hit the ground, it will bounce you up in the air. This can be very useful because these little windows, you can just pop right through them. Just like that, and then break into bases. Next, I don't have the materials for it, but if you put together a toad and a crystal, you'll get the Dart Frog, which if you hit an enemy with it, it mixes up the movement controls for an enemy mage for 15 seconds. Next, if you put 2 frogs together, you get a frog balloon, which allows you to jump up in the air with low gravity. Just like a helium balloon, kind of. Next, if you put together a toad and a log, it allows you to make the frog stick, which you can use to take spells from other players. If you just hold it out and then click on them with it, it will take their spell. Then if you put a frog and stone together, you'll get a frog sword, which isn't really that useful, but it is pretty cool. Next, if you put together a bounce mushroom and a log, it makes the fungal walking stick, which allows you to jump higher while holding it. Next, if you put a crystal and a rock together, it creates a golem. You can drop him on the ground and it'll follow you and attack enemies. He'll even return to your side after death. Putting a crystal and a rock together makes the levitate stick, which allows you to levitate objects and enemies, and also your teammates. You can also point it at your own feet to start levitating in the air. If you put two mushrooms together, you can create a mushroom man, which will just follow you around. I think you can also jump on his head to bounce up. Next, if you put together a bounce mushroom and a crystal, you get the Ray of Shrink, which you can hit with your teammates and allow them to go through these tiny little gaps in windows. Next, if you put together a rock and a log, it creates the Silverseed Bramble, which summons a field of thorns in the area that you look at, and it can only be used up to 3 times. Next, if you put together a toad and a bounce mushroom, you make a Spore Frog, which kind of acts like a smoke bomb. Next, if you put 2 crystals down, you can create the Orb, which allows you to track the enemy's location by looking through their POV. Next, putting down 2 rocks creates the Throwing Stone, which acts like an EMP. When you use it, it'll deflect any spells that are coming at you. Next, the Excalibur Sword. The Excalibur Sword can be crafted by using the hilt and also the blade, which you can get from the catacombs. They'll be found inside of giant rocks and take quite a while to pull out. Once you pull out both swords, you can take them out of the catacombs and then put them together to create the sword. Now, grabbing the sword, this will stay in your inventory permanently. And whenever you hit an enemy with it, just by swinging with your left click, you can instantly kill them and they'll permanently die. Lastly, if you put down a rock and a log, it creates a walking stick, which increases your speed when held. Next, we'll move on to the soups. Here we have the Soup Man.
Give me an ingredient, and I'll make you a powerful magical soup.
To create a soup, you just have to take any item and then you put one of them in here and it will make a soup. If you put down a crystal, it will create a crystal soup, temporarily increasing your speed for 17 seconds. Next, if you put down a frog, you get frog soup. Getting up close to any mage, your tongue will make the target drop any items that they're holding. But if they're not holding an item, it will drop a random item from their inventory. Next, if you put down a log, it will make log soup, temporarily increasing your health. Next, if you put down a mushroom, you get mushroom soup, which temporarily increases your jump height. You'll jump to about the height of the top of this doorway. Next, putting down a rock, you'll get rock soup, which if you drink, it will make your voice projected to all players. You'll basically have God voice for the next 60 seconds. Next, we'll go through the items. Your spellbook. The spellbook, obviously, you use it to cast stuff. Your torch, you just use it to light your path, and also you can use left click to hit players with it. It doesn't do that much damage, but it does set them on fire. Next, there's the Weed of the Pipe, which if you use at a wormhole, it closes it. Moving on, opening up your map, you'll see at the top left there's spell level. You can get spell level by capturing flags at different areas, like we talked about before. At the top left, you can see the 2 bars. There's the HP bar, which is your health, and the ST bar, which is the stamina. Your stamina goes down by running, but the best way to move around is by running and jumping, because each jump only uses 2, and it's way more efficient than just running. As you see, it goes down a lot, but if I just do this, it goes down very slowly. So just spamming jump and running is the best way to move. You also get a speed boost by doing this. Another feature in the game, when you want to return to your base, you can head anywhere safe, and then press B on your keyboard to recall. This will take a few seconds. And then as you can see, your HP will go up to maximum, and also your stamina will be reset to 100. Now for something cool about the game. If you head over here and say mirror mirror, you'll get this little goblin guy, which is mirror mirror on the wall. And you can tell him anything. So, mirror mirror on the wall, is this video going to do good? Damn it. Here's a good tip to level up your gameplay. If you line yourself up with this window right here, and then walk into it, and then look away, cast Fireball, you can pop yourself right through the window and into the other team's base. It does take a lot of damage, but you can capture their flag right away, and then wait right over into this corner over here. And if you have Dark Blast, you can go right here, pull out your freeze spell. Once they walk over, you hit to freeze. They'll be frozen, and then you can pull out Dark Blast and instantly kill them. It's an easy way to get them out of the game. Always make sure, right after you kill them though, walk back over here and reclaim the flag, because they might have taken it back a little bit. Anyways, those are all the tips that I have for you today. I hope these tips helped you, and go crazy, wizards.